Hi guys, my name is Josh Hall and welcome back to my channel. I am a freshman in college at U of M Dearborn and I'm going to tell you how to start your own business in college. So personally I started the company Blast Vape and I make my own vape juice and then sell it online and to people around me that, friends and people that go to my college. But here are some tips if you're trying to start your own business and make some extra money while attending school full time. So the first thing you need to do is you need to find somebody to do it with. You can't do everything by yourself and it'll get too stressful, especially if you have other jobs or if you're going to school like I am. So find somebody to do it with. I used my roommates, they were great, they were in on it, and so then we started the company ourselves and took the workload and split it into three so that not one of us was too stressed and we could always help each other out. The next thing you need to do is find a problem and fix it. So that's every company solves a problem. If you think it or not, they all do. McDonald's, what's their problem? Food is too expensive. What they do, they make fast food cheap. You can go in there and not have to spend a lot of money. That's simple, they solve the problem. My problem for Flavor Blast was vape juice is too expensive at vape stores. So what did I do? Made it for cheaper, made the consumers be able to buy it, be happy with the product, and spend less money. While I'm still making a profit. Most important part, I'm still making a profit. So once you do that, you need to do some research. Look at other companies, look at small companies, look at big companies, and see what their successes are. How much money are they making, and how much product are they putting out? If you're looking to sell. If it's a service, it might be a little different. But still, we need to remember revenue is not profit. The startup costs. Everything has a startup cost. So if you have enough money to start up the business, then you can go for it. So you need to calculate. I used Excel because Excel makes it a lot easier for me and I'm good at it. So make sure you calculate all your costs and what it's going to cost you to start the company. That means licenses, permits, your first product, if you're selling something, all those are a startup cost. If you can afford the startup cost, then you need to look into it more. Now part of the startup cost is looking into your licenses and tax information. So you need to get a business tax license and you might have to get some permits if you're selling not common goods. So like since I'm selling vape juice, they constitute it as tobacco. So I need to go through the TTB to get permits and licenses to be able to sell tobacco and manufacture tobacco because I'm making it myself. So those are different things I learned and spent countless hours looking on the websites and online for those information. So that's something you need to do yourself to figure out what works for you. Now once you know your startup costs and you know you can afford it between you and your partners, then you need to, well, first you need to ask your parents if you're still a kid. And even if you're only 18 or you're 19 or you're still in college, I'd still recommend asking your parents. They might have some better ideas that'll help you, and if they don't have ideas, well, if they're against it, then if you mess up or somehow you need an out and your parents are against your idea, they probably won't help you get out of the hole you dug yourself into, which is never fun. You always want your parents on side. But once you get your startup costs and you know you can afford that, then you should calculate, when am I actually going to start making profit? When am I going to hit zero again? So let's say, for example, you spent $500 to start your company. Okay, that's great, $500. Now, if you make $10 a month, it's going to take you a long time before you get even. So it's going to take you 50 months. So say you make $100 a month. So if you spent $500 and make $100 a month, 5 months are going to go by before you even make anything. That's just breaking even. You're not making any money yet. So your revenue is how much money you're coming in, and your profit is how much money that comes in minus of what you spent. So for example, in Flavor Blast, we did for the first month of October of last year, it was $800 revenue, my bad. $800 revenue. We sold $800 worth of profit. But since we were starting up and we had a lot of startup costs and we didn't really know what we were doing, we spent $700. So Our revenue was $800, but our profit was only $100. Now we're lucky that we made that much and we were able to profit, so that now we're still plus. That's just something you have to look at. And don't confuse the two, because if you do, you could put yourself into some trouble and spend too much money that you don't actually have. So another thing is, Google is always your best friend, especially with starting businesses. You can Google anything, and usually there's either a YouTube video like this one, or there's a forum or something like that that can help you, solve the problems you are having. Because we all have problems. We're all gonna run into hardships, make mistakes. It all happens. I personally bought us a booth at a small business, expo, which you go there and you sell your stuff at a table. So it cost us money to buy this 8x8 square. Ended up you weren't allowed to sell tobacco, so I wasted $55 just for nothing. We didn't have $55 at that time, so it was really a bad waste for me. Okay, if you've done all this, you made it this far, you started your company, you did the startup costs, the next thing you're gonna have to do is, first you need to get your business license. If you have that, I think it's your EID number. Now that takes a couple weeks before it comes in the mail. So, this process takes a while. Don't think you're gonna start making money tomorrow. You might start selling tomorrow, but you aren't gonna start making a profit tomorrow. Next step is making a website. If you're selling online, you're obviously gonna need a website. But if you're not selling online, it's still a good idea to have a website for people to go and check you out. So, website, you can use like GoDaddy or WordPress. Check into those deals, try to get a domain and website builder for cheap. But then also make yourself a social media. So for us, we made a Flavor Blast Instagram account because that's what I wanted to do. And I didn't do much with it, so it doesn't have a lot of followers, but I did make a couple sales off of it, social media. So that's just something that you can do, and especially if you're a student, you're probably more familiar with making social media pages than websites. Make sure that's a good thing you do. Now, the websites cost money, so look into that as well. You don't want to spend all your time making a website and then it says, oh, this is only a trial, and you end up wasting your time and not actually getting the website that you wanted to. So after all that's done, I would recommend using a spreadsheet. You can either, they make things like QuickBooks to keep your profits and revenues and all your sales in, but I use Excel and it works great for me. And pretty much, I just track everything we spend, everything we make, and our inventory all on Excel, and it does great. If you have any questions, just comment down below. I'll be happy to answer questions. But it keeps everything together, because if you keep it on paper, you can lose it. Personally, I keep a paper copy and an Excel spreadsheet online, so that I know that I'm always have what I need, and I keep receipts for everything, just so when you do your taxes at the end of the year, you know that you are covered and you'll be fine. Because you do have to pay business taxes now that you have your own business. If you're making it serious, you have to pay taxes, your personal taxes and your business taxes, so keep that in mind. The next thing, if you're going to hire employees because you can't do all the work yourself, you're going to need W-2 and W-9 forms. So those are so that they can pay the taxes that you paid them. Yeah, they have to pay income tax, and then also, I don't know what the other form is, to be completely honest, but you need to do it, and you need to file it with the IRS. Be on the IRS's good side. Never go against the IRS. They will win. They are the government. So that pretty much wraps up my how to start my own business. I just want to say one more thing is revenue is not equal profit. Remember that, remember that, remember that. Profit is what matters, not revenue. Keep that in your mind, and you should do fine in your business. If you ever start going downhill, just quit. Or maybe seek on why you're going downhill, because you never want to go minus. If your profit is $500 and it sinks down to $50, stop while you're plus. Then you still made something. You won't go negative. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe down below. Hit that big red button and turn on your post notifications to see whenever I post a video. I have a very long list of videos I'm gonna post and some pranks coming up, so get ready. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm here to entertain you as long as I'm entertaining myself as well. So peace out, guys.